Well, hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I've got brand new plants and I can't wait to unbox these for you guys and just show y'all some of the new things we're bringing into our nursery. Everything in here is not new to us, but in order for us to continue to increase the number of varieties that we want to be able to not only offer to our customers, but that we can propagate ourselves, we're constantly bringing in new plants, and there's different ways that we do that. Sometimes we buy in, 3-gallon shrub style plants and just pot them in the ground here at our place and keep them forever and use them for cuttings. But the way that I really prefer to do it is to buy in small starter plants because they're much cheaper. We'll talk about cost a little bit as we go along. They're much cheaper. You can grow them out and you can make them much more valuable, so you keep some and you sell some. And in the long term, you wind up recouping your money plus making a whole bunch extra off all the cuttings and new baby plants that you make going into the future. So I want to show you guys what unboxing some wholesale plant starts looks like, and maybe there's something pretty good here today for you to learn, and I can't wait to see what's in these boxes, so let's check it out. When ordering in wholesale plants, one of the things that never ceases to amaze me is how you can order from 10 different nurseries and they pack their boxes 10 different ways. And this is a box. It's not covered with packing tape, but it's all got these big staples in it, which is totally good. No issues with that at all. The boxes are nice and tight, and I don't even know what I'm looking at here. So, okay. Now they've stuck this in here just as spacers. Now this is a big box to only have one tray of plants in it. So I don't love that, but this is the only wholesaler that I know of that I order from that wraps netting around their plants. And it's a good way to ship their plants just as far as keeping things compacted. So let's have a look here. I know what this is. These are gardenias, and I did gardenias last year for the first time, and I did not have great luck overwintering the cuttings that I took from the gardenias. So the ones that I actually grew out, they sold really well last fall, but I wanted to try these again. So let me see what this actually is. This is a variety of gardenia called Belmont, and this is a warm weather plant. This is not one of those plants that's going to do well all over the country, but you can kind of see, give them a little shake there and kind of give them some room to breathe, but you can kind of see how they kind of flare out there. And these are really, really nice. So let me just pull one. This is a 60 count tray. Let me pull one of these and show you kind of what we're looking at here. So that thing's about 14 to 16 inches long, real skinny, but that's okay. It's perfect. All we want to do this year, it's the 1st of September, we just want to take this and pot it and just leave it alone. I'm not going to prune it or anything. I'm just going to leave it alone, and I will deal with pruning it and whatnot next spring. Right now, we just want these to start rooting in. So gardenias are the first thing to unbox. So let's dive into another box. Now this particular box has 2 flats in it. I think my order just came out with odd numbers, so that's why that first box just had 1 flat of plants in it. But this is, well, I don't even know what it is other than I can tell you it's a new variety of arborvitae. When I say new, I just mean that it's new to me, and it's very different than any of the other arborvitaes that I have. It's golden, it is shorter. I think these grow 6 to 8 feet, whatever they are, and it's just a very small arborvitae in comparison to like my emerald greens, my green giants, my highlights, different ones like that we already have. So I was hoping to see a label in here somewhere. There's got to be one. And I don't see one. So somewhere buried in this tray, there's going to be a label. So if I can get this netting ripped off of here. And well, there's no label in here. That's not good. But that being said, I have my order form from where I ordered them. It's the only arborvitae that I ordered, so it won't be hard to put those things together. It could be buried inside there, but let me just give you an example of what these look like. So this is maybe 8 to 10 inches tall, something like that. It's kind of got the golden tips on it, but none of that really matters. The point is it's just a nice little starter plant. So really, really nice. Looking forward to getting these potted up and letting them settle in to some pots before winter. And I did want to give a quick word of thanks to HISEA. I have appreciated them sponsoring our channel for a while now. They provide us with the boots that we wear. Casey wears them, I wear them, all three of our kids wear them. We use them all the time. They are guaranteed for life. They're affordable and they're comfortable straight out of the box. So if you're looking for some affordable boots to wear in your nursery, in your garden, anywhere around your house to keep your feet dry, check out HISEA if you will. And right down here in the description to this video, there's a discount code and it's for 15% off. And I think you'll like their boots just as much as we do. Now, when I was putting that other variety of Arbor Vitae over there, I found it was a Berkman's Gold. I found that on the packing slip. I also found the label. It was just buried up in there. So I did find that label, but this next one that I'm pulling the netting off of now is another gardenia. I'm really looking for a gardenia that overwinters really well. I had one last year called Chuck Hayes. It's just a very standard gardenia variety that overwintered okay, but I want to find one that overwinters really well, and this one is called Radicans, and it's much more bushy. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's much, let me just show you. It's much more bushy than that last, let me grab one of these. It's much more bushy than that last one. I mean, just look at the different habit of these. This was the first one I pulled out. What was that variety? This one was called Belmont, and this one is called Radicans. You can just see those are very different plants, but both gardenias. These are also known as Cape Jasmine, so it probably depends on where you're from, on what people call plants, as is often the case. But around here, we call these gardenias, and this is a really nice looking plant, so I'm excited about that. I really like that really thick, bushy look of those. Those are really nice, so looking forward to working with these for sure. All right, let me get this next box open. Again, more big staples. All right, what have we got? This, I believe, is a Loropetalum. Looking for that label. Let's see if we can get them out of here. Not very hard to get them out of here. This netting cuts real easy. It's pretty friendly to get you out. You just want to make sure you don't cut through it and start cutting on your plants, obviously. So just something to watch out for when you're opening plants. So, all right. Get that off of there. There we go. Now, again, I don't see a label, but I know what these are. This is a Loropetalum, and it is called Carolina Midnight. I was really excited about getting these. I've really taken a liking to Loropetalums, and really not just because I love Loropetalums, but because customers love to buy them, and these turn into big old purple looking shrubs, you know, deep red to purple looking shrubs. I have a couple of varieties of them called Daruma, another one called Red Chocolate. I don't love the red chocolate one, just don't love the color of it, and the Daruma one outsells it. So this one's supposed to be, see what happens in shipping sometimes. Some of your plants get a little broken. Guys, broken plants, when you're just buying small plants like this, it's no big deal. Just consider it a pruning on your plants. So it's just not a big deal. But that being said, these look real nice. They're tall and leggy, kind of like the gardenias. I mean, look at that. Now, that's not a great plant for sure. That should have been pruned, but that's all right. We're going to pot them up, and we'll take care of the pruning in due time. But for now, we just need to get everything unboxed, get everything watered, and just let it sit out so it can breathe. So we're going to keep going. All right, next up is whatever this, okay, it's a butterfly bush. Now, I do a lot of butterfly bushes, grown a lot of butterfly bushes, propagated some butterfly bushes. They're really easy. They branch quickly, they grow fast, they do all the things generally that I'm looking for in a plant. You know, they're not overly fussy. They overwinter reasonably well. So here's the thing, guys. I was looking at my price list trying to put an order together, and these little guys right here were 55 cents a piece. And I thought, well, that is kind of hard to pass up. So, you know, for this tray of 60, paid somewhere around $35 for the whole tray. Now, no problem at all to pot these now and overwinter them, and next spring be able to sell these for $8 a piece, sell them for $480. Now, I don't know where else besides with plants that you can spend $30 on something, put a little bit into it, a little bit of time. Yeah, you have to put pot and soil and fertilizer, but we're going to wind up having less than $1 in each of these plants. We're going to wind up having about 75 to 85 cents, something like that when all is said and done, into these plants. And to be able to sell them for 10 times that in less than a year's time, that's pretty doggone good. So that's what we're looking to do. Again, there's no label here, or at least that I can see. They can get shaken out into the box. Different things happen to them, but I know it's a butterfly bush. It's the only one I have. I have to go back again and look at my packing slip, but it's a nice looking butterfly bush. So let me just give you an example of one of these. See, these have actually been pruned, and I think you can see that reasonably well. It's got 3 or 4 branches on it. It's got some green on it. That's all you can ask for in a small liner. So these are really nice. All right, and this last box has, I will say that of all the ones I've opened so far, this batch, this flat right here, I believe looks the worst. Just what it is. So let's pull them out and see if they look salvageable. Yeah. Remember guys, these don't have to look great. We just want them to look reasonably alive. That's actually not terrible. Would love for that to look a little bit better than that. I hope you guys can see that. That is a Nandina Firepower. So anyway, obviously going to be a bit of a growing project here with these, but the label is intact, so obviously I'm thankful for that. But you know, the plants, I mean, they look reasonably uniform. I don't want to complain about them too much, but I don't see any dead ones in there, so that's obviously good. So we'll sit the Nandinas right up here. And then the last one we have, let's get it open. Now all these plants are plants that I can propagate. I can at least attempt to propagate. Some of these will propagate real easy. Some of them will probably prove to be a pain because that's just the way that new plants go when you haven't learned exactly how to do a specific plant yet. But anyway, not too concerned about that. Oh yeah, these are actually thornless blackberries. Now I normally do thornless blackberries with a variety called Triple Crown. We grow a lot of those, propagate a lot of those, sell a lot of those. This is a thornless variety called Apache. I've never had it before. I just wanted to add a different variety. A lot of people want to buy multiple varieties. I'm not really sure if it's true with blackberries. You guys let me know if it is or not, but maybe pollination works better with them if you have multiple varieties. So this is an Apache thornless blackberry. Let's just have a look at these. These have got to be done from tissue culture. There's no way these are done from cuttings or, yeah, that's got to be a tissue culture, but that looks absolutely great. So really nice looking little plants there. So again, just like all the others, I just need to pot these up and let them sit and kind of let them go dormant into the fall. Now it's still 90 degrees out here today, but we're in the first week of September, and you know, we're something like 8 weeks away from our average first frost date. So you know, that could come early, it could come late, but let's just say on average 8 weeks. So we've got some time for these to settle into their pots, which is what we want to do. Now let's talk a little bit about pricing and cost and a couple of important things to know pertaining to that. So just a quick recap. This was a gardenia called Belmont here. This was another gardenia that, I'm sorry, I just don't remember the name of it, but I just said it. This is Berkman's Gold Arborvita. This is Carolina Loropetalum. This is a butterfly bush. I'll find its name. This is Nandina Firepower. And this is thornless blackberry called Apache. So what I like to do when I get plants in like this, I like to leave them sitting out for 2 or 3 days, or you know, if it's real hot, maybe longer than that. Make sure I keep them completely soaked. Soak them good, probably at least once, maybe twice a day. Once a day if I can get them in the shade. And I just want to get them kind of acclimated before I start potting them. They'll perk up a lot. They'll look very different in just 2 or 3 days time even than they look right now. But that's all there is to it, at least the way that I do it, and it seems to work pretty well. So right now I'm just going to put these back down on the floor in here, get them really nice and soaked, and just leave them be. All right, so let's just talk about the numbers on some of these plants, really all of the plants. So that is 7 trays, 60 plants per tray, 420 plants. All right, pretty simple math there. Now the total cost, the all-in plant shipping, everything cost on them was right at $600. I think it was $602. We'll call it $600. So we got 420 plants, about $600. And So, you know, you're talking, what, $1.20 or $1.30 or whatever it is per plant. Pretty good all in. You know, there's a lot of talk, a lot of worry about, you know, the price of everything today, including the price of shipping. People say, well, I just can't imagine doing that and have to pay all that shipping. Well, that is a very, very small price to pay when you're talking about running a business and a business expense for your shipping. So I work the shipping out. Just kind of, this is a rough calculation on shipping, but the shipping was about $140. So we're talking, you know, 30 cents or so per plant. That is not very much to have a bunch of starter plants shipped to you, and you can buy tens of thousands of plants in this exact same way. So don't let yourself, I mean, don't talk yourself out of buying plants just because, you know, you think that the shipping is prohibitive, because chances are that's not really what's going to make or break the deal for you when it comes to buying in small starter plants. You know, one of the things I'm always trying to do in my YouTube channel is trying to kind of peel back the mystery about starting a nursery and doing all these nursery things and getting plants, growing plants, propagating plants, because information about it's just kind of hard to find on a lot of these topics. So hopefully this has been helpful to y'all in some way today. I appreciate you watching, as I always do. I really do. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next one.